What is DeSales Service Works?
DeSales Service Works is a project that was just started last year by the Oblates of St. Francis DeSales after they moved to Camden and took over 3 parishes that were being merged into one, to bring those of us who are in Oblate schools and parishes around the country together to share our resources with the people that they serve in Camden, New Jersey, which, as you might know, is just one of the poorest cities in the United States, where there are monumental problems and human needs to be met. So it's an opportunity for all of us who are affiliated in some way with the Oblates to come together as a community of supporters for our spiritual fathers, if you will, to help people, which is exactly what we're supposed to do as Catholic Christians following in the footsteps of Francis DeSales.
Why does it exist in Camden?
Camden was a parish that was recently turned over to the Oblates. A lot of problems in Camden economically over many, many years. The dropout rate in Camden, for example, is something like 70%. The unemployment rate is sky high. There's just an enormous amount of human need. And the Oblates were asked to take over a merger of 3 parishes in Camden just last year. So the Oblates who staffed Bishop Ireton, especially our principal, Father Matt Hilliard, were asked to take over leadership of this parish in Camden, where the cathedral actually is. It's the cathedral parish, and staff it. And so Father Mike McHugh, who was someone who served as our campus minister for years, came up with the idea of creating this national program, the DeSales Service Works, to reach out to all of us where Oblates have served and continue to serve, to bring people together and resources in support of the community that they were serving.
In what way does the DeSales Service Works reflect the Salesian tradition?
Francis DeSales was clearly about service. Serving one's fellow man and serving each other is an obligation we all have as Catholic Christians. And not in a passive way, but in a way in which we reach out to people, which we evangelize people with the way we live, and recognize that all of us are called to holiness, and it doesn't matter what we do or who we are. So in particular, highlighting a place where there's such an enormous amount of human need, to let those people know that God loves them and cares about them and calls them to holiness, no matter how dire their circumstances might be, is absolutely very consistent with Francis DeSales' spirituality and his own life and ministry.
Why should BI as a Salesian school participate in this project?
Well, because we are affiliated with the Oblates of St. Francis DeSales, and who we are, the bedrock of our identity as a school, is that we pledge to live our lives in everything we do in imitation of Jesus Christ, following the example of St. Francis DeSales. So not only is the imperative there from the principles that we hold and the mission that we exist to follow, but associating with the Oblates and connecting with one another as a Salesian community, much larger than just Bishop Ireton, is also an important part of this. There's people from Philadelphia, people from New Jersey, people from Florida. Wherever there are Oblates, there are other people who are, for the same reasons, making the same commitment. And just gathering that strength from each other is an important part of this as well.
What can you tell us about Holy Names Elementary School? Holy
Name is a school of about 200 students. It's actually above the original parish church, so it's a 4 or 5 story building with the church on the ground floor, and then the school itself is three floors above it. So from our perspective here in Northern Virginia, it would be very unusual in just the way the school is configured. It's a parish right in the heart of a very struggling community in Camden, where there are 200 students who are supported by funds from across the diocese, who come for a Catholic education, but they have after-school programs. They have a wide variety of services beyond reading, writing, and arithmetic available to those kids to really help them overcome some of the challenges of the circumstances that they live in.
What can we accomplish in being a sister school to Holy Name?
When we went there, I think one of the greatest things about going there was the instant rapport that our folks, especially our students, had with theirs. The notion that there's somebody out there that cares about them, that's willing to invest time with them. Those kids' faces just shined just from 5 or 10 minutes of contact with one of our kids, tutoring them or playing on the playground. There's such a need to connect with other people as role models and as people who clearly are there because they care. And I think that's enormously beneficial to both the people who are doing it, gives us a sense of how much we have to be grateful for, but also gives us a sense that we can help. And there are some things that we can do very simply by being present to others, which is another aspect of Salesian spirituality. All we have is the present moment, and it's how we use that that's the most important in those choices that we make. So choosing to use that time to reach out and help these people in an ongoing way, not just showing up once and forgetting about them, I think is a very important relationship to build and benefits both those of us who go and those kids who are definitely being helped and enjoy the experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.